Watching our videos is a fun way to learn some basic facts about psychology. But if you really want to dive deep into this world, then you might want to consider pursuing post-secondary education. Unfortunately, being the world's biggest Psych2Go fan doesn't quite carry the same weight on your resume. If you're dreaming of being a psychologist or a psychotherapist, then you need the education to back it up. But those aren't the only options. Psychology is actually a pretty broad discipline, and you can pursue all kinds of amazing careers with a psych degree under your belt. Substance abuse counselor. The world is in desperate need of substance abuse counselors, and it's a great career path if you really want to make a difference in someone's life. These professionals are needed more than ever, especially with the opioid epidemic and rising rates of drug abuse. Substance abuse counselors help people conquer and control their addictions through various techniques such as therapy. This can be in the form of inpatient residential rehabilitation, sober living communities, or one-on-one sessions to help the patient cope with the causes and effects of addictions. Forensic psychologist. This career path is perfect if you dream of fighting crime with your psych degree. Forensic psychologists dive deep into the minds of criminals, trying to understand their motivations and deep underlying issues. They're often in charge of deciding whether or not a criminal is a threat to the public after they've been convicted. You might not be on the front lines with the police, but you'll be fighting for justice nonetheless. Sports psychologist. You'll love this career path if you're a huge sports fan. Although athletes might seem like superhumans to us mere mortals, they suffer from the same psychological issues as the rest of us. And as any sports fan knows, athletes seriously underperform when their confidence starts to slip. These days, professional sports teams spend a fortune on sports psychologists. They train athletes to manage their stress and energy, help control their concentration and attention, and support techniques such as mental practice and visualization. Parole officer. We've all heard of parole officers before, but some of our viewers might not know that they rely heavily on psychological knowledge. With a bachelor's degree in psychology, you can jump straight into this job, making it a great option for students who don't want to spend up to 12 years in university. After spending years or decades in prison, former inmates may have great difficulty in readjusting to civilian life. That's where you come in. They help with anything from job searches to making sure that they stay out of trouble. College admissions counselor. Do you love college? Never want to leave? Well then, we've got the perfect job for you. With a bachelor's degree in psychology, it should be pretty easy to find work as a college admissions counselor. In this job, you'll help applicants enroll in their dream colleges. You'll help them with every step, including finances and helping students plan their academic pathways. You'll mostly work within colleges and universities, although you might also help high school students as a guidance counselor. Experimental psychologist. This is for all of you mad scientists out there. Experimental psychologists work in research labs, and they get to conduct all the amazing experiments we read about in major articles and studies. For the most part, these professionals focus on interesting theories and topics related to human behavior. At the very least, you'll need a bachelor's degree. Math and statistics skills are also a big plus. Clinical psychologist. This is what most people think when they hear psychologist. Clinical psychologists actually sit down with patients, diagnose mental disorders, and conduct psychotherapy. You can create your own private practice with this career path, which many psych students dream of. However, to reach this level, you'll need a doctoral degree. Although these psychologists work directly with patients, they might also publish their findings in journals. This is definitely the most common career path for psychology majors out there. Marriage therapist. This is a great option if you're aiming for a master's degree. After you get your bachelor's degree, you can get a master's specifically in marriage counseling. After that, you can start helping couples strengthen their relationships and help identify struggles they may be having at home. Marriage therapists provide a neutral space for partners to discuss what may be negatively impacting their marriage. Your job is to facilitate an open discussion and provide suggestions to strengthening the relationship. Military psychologist. War takes an enormous toll on the human mind, and we're only just beginning to understand the extent of this. As a military psychologist, you'll be helping members of the armed forces with various issues, such as PTSD. Some military psychologists even deploy with the armed forces and operate in bases on enemy soil. This is an incredibly demanding job, but if you're keen on supporting your country by supporting armed forces, it is definitely a career worth considering. Speech-language pathologist. Let's end things with something a little obscure. A speech-language pathologist helps people with their speech patterns. This goes much deeper than just eliminating stutters or lisps. They also help with language delay, reading comprehension, writing, and basically every disorder related to speech or communication. To become a speech-language pathologist, you need to have a master's degree. What do you think of the career paths we've mentioned? Do any of these appeal to you? Tell us about your dream career paths and why you love psychology. Let us know in the comments below, and remember to subscribe.